Welcome. In this session, we will look at data connectors, an important component for integrating data from a variety of sources. We introduce the concept of data connectors, discuss their role and function, and provide a short demonstration on how to create a data connector. In today's data-driven world, organizations rely on vast amounts of data to make informed decisions. This data often comes from a variety of systems and platforms, known as data sources. These data sources could be databases, cloud services, spreadsheets, or applications that generate, store, or handle information. The challenge lies in integrating and making this data accessible across different platforms for analysis and reporting, and this is where Fraxses Data Connectors come into play. A data connector is essentially a software component or module that facilitates integration and communication between various data sources and analytical platforms or applications, such as Fraxses, Insights, and other visualization tools. In a data-driven environment, this connectivity is crucial for effective data utilization. Data connectors serve as a bridge between disparate data sources, like databases, cloud services, and spreadsheets, and the applications that analyze this data. They ensure seamless, reliable access to information, and play a vital part in various business operations and data management processes by facilitating data integration, enhancing decision-making, and enabling analytics. Let's explore the function of data connectors. Firstly, data connectors allow disparate systems, databases, or platforms to communicate with each other. They integrate data from different sources into a centralized system or application, enabling unified access and analysis. They are responsible for extracting data from various platforms in a structured manner. Data connectors also handle data transformation, converting data to standardize the format, clean the data, or apply business logic. Importantly, they manage the technical details, including authentication, data queries, and formatting. Taking care of these complexities improves the user experience, allowing users to focus on deriving insights from their data rather than getting bogged down by the technical aspects of data integration. In summary, the function of data connectors is to enable seamless data exchange, ensuring that data is consistently accessible, accurate, and ready for analysis or further processing across systems. Now let's create a new data connector in Legoz, using the Parquet connector as an example. Remember, before creating a new data connector, it is essential to review the relevant connector documentation to understand the specific parameters and connect settings that are required. The Data Connector module is accessed from the Data Connectors submenu under the Master Data menu option. A grid displays showing all existing connectors, with a variety of function buttons that launch individual modules to perform specific actions on an existing data connector. To add a new data connector, select the Create button. A short user guide provides information on configuring a data connector. Detailed instructions and specific driver requirements can be obtained from the CData website using the link provided. CData drivers are supported and loaded by default. Licenses for individual drivers can be requested by logging a ticket via the Fraxses support desk. Any additional drivers must be uploaded to the driver container first, before the connector is set up in Legoz. The required fields are completed on the Properties tab. The options are set based on your use case. The Active Indicator checkbox must be selected to ensure the data connector can be used when adding a new data source of the same type. Check the Pushdown Available checkbox if pushdown algebra should be enabled for the relevant data source. The Spark checkbox is used only when configuring a new Spark connector. Enabling this option activates the Create Views Only setting on the data source. The Create Views Only option is applied when a Spark data source is identified that contains both Fraxses internal Spark tables and business data across different schemas. When enabled, discovered tables will be created as views rather than as tables. Select Save and Continue. The Parameter Types tab defines parameter names, default values, and the display order of the parameters for the data connector. For the Parquet example, the timeout, location, and driver class parameters are necessary. Click the Create button to open the parameter modal. Enter the parameter name, either manually or by selecting the required option from the drop-down, along with the parameter order. Then select the Active Indicator checkbox and save the record. You will repeat this process for the remaining parameters. With the exception of the parameter for driver class, the default value for each parameter can be overwritten when setting up the relevant data source. This is why the default value has been left blank for the timeout and location parameters created here. Select the Discovery Settings tab and enter the connection settings along with any required licensing information in the relevant fields. Note that the RTK value provided in the JDBC URL field is the driver license key. The connection configuration can be fine-tuned to restrict discovery to specific schemas, tables, or views, ensuring optimal performance and security. Once you have entered the relevant information, select Save. Lastly, select the Security tab. Access to this data connector for specific organizations and roles is managed from this area. Selecting the checkbox will grant that organization role combination access to use that connector to create a data source with the same data type. Close the Data Connection Configuration modal. Then select the Data Sources module. Once a data connector is created, it appears in the Data Source Type dropdown within the Create Data Source modal. Remember that users with the appropriate access to the data connector can create associated data sources in Fraxses. In this example, we have created a data source using the Parquet data connector and its parameters. The data source is successfully discovered, and its attributes can be previewed and data objects created from it. By allowing for the creation of reusable connections, automating data discovery across platforms, and providing unified access to diverse data sources, data connectors give Fraxses users the freedom to focus on analyzing their data rather than managing complex data integrations. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.